Okay. Good morning, everybody. We're going to do something a little bit different this week. Right? We just finished our chapter 3 on surface area, perimeter, volume, all that good, juicy measurement stuff of geometry. And instead of having a regular old test, I decided, nah, that's boring. I don't want to do boring stuff, okay? So, what I have for you this week is a little project, okay? Based on what we did in, forget something? Yes. Based on the, remember when we did the redecorate the classroom project? And I had you guys measure out, okay, how much carpet do we need? How much paint to cover the walls? Right? You're going to be doing an enhanced version of that, okay? So, it's called the Building a Home project, although really it should be finishing a home, or maybe remodeling a home, because it's not building the whole thing from scratch. And I want to walk you through the directions to this project today very carefully. Make sure everybody is 100% understanding of the expectations and the pieces of the project. And then I'm going to go through, as an example of the project, I'm going to go through and do one of the parts of the project for you. Okay? So if you have your notebook out and you're writing the things down as I go, you'll have everything you need to be like, you'll have one part of the project done. All you got to do is, type it up for the final presentation bit. All right? You're welcome. Free stuff. Okay, big picture. For this project, you will determine costs to do some of the jobs required to finish building a home. You can use the sample floor plan worksheet, the floor plan for your own home, or plans in an architectural magazine, book, or if you're ambitious, your own scale floor plan of your dream home. Right? And you're feeling really creative, you want to ooh, if I could build my own house, look like this and this and this. Don't worry if your dream home is super big. Right? There are specific pieces for this project. You do not need to do the whole house. So don't feel too intimidated that if you make your own, it's going to make the project way bigger. Okay? It adds one more step in that you have to make the floor plan first. Full project guidelines are found in the attached PDF. But in short, you will be calculating areas, total materials, total costs for a home renovation project. You will need to read measurements from a floor plan. Or if you are measuring your home, measure them out first yourself. Okay? Select and use appropriate area formulas. Research materials and installation costs. And write up a full itemized cost estimate comparing at least 2 options for each of 6 jobs throughout the house. You will be graded on accuracy of your calculations, the thoroughness of your research, and the clarity of your project proposal. Any questions so far? Okay. Some things that almost seem obvious, but I want to make them extra explicit. Your final product, okay, the thing you are attaching and turning in, must include the following. Your name and class period. Okay? Put that inside the document or presentation or whatever you make. Your chosen floor plan. Okay? And identify the source if you've included, if it's from somewhere else, okay? If you include the sample one is already attached, but you need to reattach that to your project. You're using your house, draw it up yourself, okay? Or if you can find it online, somewhere include where you got it from and the actual image of the floor plan. And you'll be able to see what it looks like. Don't just start listing measurements. Give me a visual. Okay? All 5 steps for each of the 6 jobs, neatly organized. Okay? 5 steps for 6 jobs. I'm going to do 4 steps of one of the jobs for you. The final step is to type it up in the presentation. Right? Okay. Be sure to include your handwritten calculations showing all your work as part of step 2. Okay? So even though you will most likely be typing up a document or maybe a Google Slides, okay, attach inside that a picture or a scan of your handwritten worked out bit. That's the difficulty with the math and the technology here. Right? So I need to see you're working out. Now, I'm going to show you a tool that can do a lot of these calculations for you as part of running through the example myself. However, you still need to write out the computations by hand, as if you had done them yourself. Okay? You can use the tool to check your work. That's fine. And it's a little more sophisticated than just the calculator. Okay? But you still got to write them all down. I expect you to be using a calculator as you go. That's fine. You don't have to do the multiplication by hand, but you need to hand write what you multiplied. Does that make sense? Okay. Be sure to include your sources of the bids for step 3. Step 3 is price it out. Hey, if you were to install this flooring, how much would it cost for installation? Right? And that's where you say, go to Home Depot and you find the install page, say, how much would it be? Or Menards or some other source, okay? The price for the labor, to have somebody else do it. What else do you have to pay them besides just buying the stuff? Do not ring up a professional and ask them, say, hey, let's pretend I'm installing flooring. How much would you, don't waste their time, okay? Please don't do that. Unless you have somebody in the family, okay, that it's not like a waste of time, don't do that. Just stick with what's on the website, okay? Get as accurate as you can from that website. If they give you a range, okay, and they say, hey, it's about between $1,000 and $2,000, okay, can you figure out, well, what's the low end? Is that like a smaller room? This is a large room? What are the sizes of rooms compared to mine? And then you can wiggle in. Okay, so am I closer to the 1,000 or closer to the 2,000? If that's as close as you can get, that's as close as you can get. You include that on your estimate, okay? You say, hey, the cost is going to be between 1,000 and 2,000. We just have to call the professional and find out exactly how much, okay? That's what it is. Okay. That's it here. We're going to complete job 3, which is sheetrocking the garage together in class as an example, using the garage sample dimensions. You will then have the rest of the week, okay? Class time, out of class time, geometry small group, for any of you that are in that time to work on this project. Okay? There are 6 jobs that need doing. We'll do most of one of them together today. So that leaves you with typing it up and then 5 more to do in 7 days. Right? Because it is due, is it there at the top of the page? Due May 3rd. That's next Monday. Okay? 7 days to do 5 jobs. So if you want to divide it up, I highly recommend pacing yourself, do 1 item each day, and you'll be done by the weekend. Fair enough? Okay. The rubric there is attached. You can go into that, but it is very simple breakdown. Right? Do you have your stuff? Completeness is going to be the main thing. Creativity. Notice creativity. The description here is not about, is it colorful? Did you add flashy colors and glitter to it? That's not what it means. Okay? Your information, your presentation is a new and original perspective. Graphics are original. Product includes elements of fun and interest. So there's some fun stuff. Color is part of that. Okay? But the other part of it is original. You created it. This does not mean you can't take pictures from the internet. That's fine. But your project should be a unique arrangement of you didn't plagiarize the whole thing. Does that make sense? Right? All right. So let's look at the project details themselves. Here are the 6 items you'll be doing. Carpet, 3 bedrooms. Okay? Don't forget about the carpet pad. Okay? This is something you'll come across as you do a little research. That when you install carpet, there's always a little layer of foam underneath. That's what actually makes it soft and cushy to step on. Okay? You got to buy that too. Put in hardwood floors for the living room and dining room. Okay? When they say hardwood, they mean actual hardwood. Okay? Yes, there's knockoff options. Maybe you consider that. One of the steps is consider other options. It's like, hey, the hardwood is really expensive. Maybe you get the fake hardwood instead, and it'll be much cheaper. So those would be your 2 options that you're comparing. Okay? Sheetrock the garage walls and ceiling. We'll be doing that one together. Tile the bathroom and front entry. So that is lay tile down into bathroom and front entry. Paint the living room and dining room. That's probably the simplest one. Okay? Put a baseboard in all rooms that are measured in the floor plan. Baseboard is this stuff around the bottom edge. Okay? It's the thing that hides the edge of the carpet. Okay? And provides a nice little transition there. All right? Does anybody have any questions about what these jobs are at this point? Okay. Now, for each job, then, step 1 is to research. Okay? Find out what sizes it comes in. How do you buy it? Right? Is it by the yard, by the square foot? Okay? Area things are going to be square feet. Baseboard is just length. Okay? List the names of at least 2 suppliers that sell the product. Okay? Home Depot and Menards, for example. Okay? You can go beyond there. Those are 2 that are nearby. Easy to use websites. If possible, obtain literature about the product showing samples, colors, and types. Choose a particular product to use. This is the juicy bit that's going to go into your final presentation. Okay? Because you want it to look good and be like, I'm just buying this carpet. What does the carpet look like? What are the pros and cons of this carpet? Is it like one of those stain-resistant carpets? Okay? Say that. Include their little promotional image that says, hey, protects against stains. Okay? Put that in your presentation. Because you want to put together a whole proposal that imagine you yourself are the contractor. The owner of the home has hired you to figure and do all this. And you present them. Here's the options. Here is why you want to buy this carpet and have me and my guys install it. All right? That's what you're putting together. You'll need to calculate the quantity needed. Okay? This is where the math bit comes in. Show all the calculations in detail. Show how you arrived at the quantity needed. Explain how you would order it from the supplier. That last bit just means which pieces. So there's a total, if you're carpeting 3 bedrooms, right? Don't just add up all 3 bedrooms and say, I need this great big total of carpet. That's great. Are you going to buy one giant piece from them? No. You're going to buy 3 pieces, right? That's what they mean. How would you order it? You'd order it in 3 components. Obtain at least 2 bids for the job to be done. So this is where you get the actual pricing for the stuff. If I order it from Menards, it costs this much. Menards installation costs this much. Home Depot, here's the product. Home Depot installation costs this much. Compare, contrast. Okay? And then, step 4, select one and explain why. So you need a small paragraph, just a couple sentences. You're like, I would choose this one. This one seems best because probably it's cheaper. Okay? Or maybe this one, oh, they charge more, but they include an insurance policy if they screw anything up, right? Maybe that's worth it. And step 5, write it all up. Clear, itemized cost estimate for each job as if you were a contractor bidding the job for a client. Okay, that's why we picked 2 choices for each one, with an explanation of the possible benefits of choosing one option over the other. In addition, include the sample materials, detailed calculations, and final cost with and without labor. So maybe one of your install options is the DIY option. That's going to save you a lot of money. It's just going to be, time and effort. Now, on the side here, I have added this note. So please write this down because it is not included on the post anywhere. What are you including with your price estimate? You definitely need the primary material. What is the primary material? That's the thing where it says, carpet the bedrooms, the material is carpet. Paint the walls, the material is paint. Okay, it's the obvious one. You definitely need the install price. That was that whole step 3, find bids for installing it. Okay? One of the 2 options you are presenting will be the cost for professional installation, at least one of. Now, this is the secret bit that you only get if you are here in class or are watching the video. This is your opportunity for bonus points. You can get +5 bonus points if you also include the secondary materials required for the installation. A lot of times there's extra stuff, okay? Paint. What about primer? Right? Or are you getting a paint and primer all in one? Or are you doing 2 separate things like that? Carpet. They reminded you of the carpet pad, right? That's technically a secondary material. Okay? We're going to look at a bunch of them for the garage here with sheetrock. Sheetrock is just drywall. Okay? But there's a lot of other things. It's not just the drywall itself. Well, how do you attach the drywall to the wall? You need screws. If you're going to do it yourself, you've got to buy those. You've got to buy the tape that goes over the seams. You've got to buy the mud that goes over the tape. Right? There's lots of extra materials that go along with that. There's also, if you're going to do it yourself, tools. You can get bonus points if you go ahead and include the cost of tools for your project as well. Okay? The difference between secondary materials, or any materials, and tools is that tools can be used on future projects. Okay? You use the paint, you're done. But the paintbrush, the roller, okay? The fancy bucket with the drip tray on it, attached to the thing that you wipe your paint on, that is a tool that you can then use on a later project. That's an investment. But if you don't have one, you've got to buy it first. Okay? If you don't have a drill to drive the screws for the drywall, you've got to buy a drill now. Drill driver. Okay? That's a tool. Investment. It could be used later. So you've got to itemize that as a separate thing. Okay? But it's required to complete the project. Okay? This is where, hey, DIY is so much cheaper. Only if you already have tools, right? So if you want a more accurate comparison between DIY and the professional, you want to include all this stuff. Okay? But it is not mentioned in the original design document. Therefore, I've decided going this far is above and beyond. You can get bonus points for including that. Okay? Any questions there? All right. So real quick then, here is the sample floor plan. Give you an idea of what that looks like. Got the entryway here. Okay, which I'm guessing this is probably more the back door. This is more like a mudroom. I don't know, but entryway, and then you go down the hall. Here's the 2 bedrooms, their bathroom, master bedroom, it's attached bathroom, right? Living room, kitchen, and dining. They don't have the garage, okay? And I actually didn't notice this. Mrs. Lewis pointed out, hey, it says do a garage, but they didn't include a garage in the sample. You're absolutely right. So we're going to do the garage together. And that's why I have also attached on the post there this image for an example garage. And this will give you the dimensions for 1, 2, or a 3-car garage. It's your choice. Okay? So I'm offering it to you guys right here, right now. What size garage would you like us to use? 2-car? That's the most common. Okay, we'll go for a 2-car garage then. Right? Anybody wants to change it to a different size garage? You're welcome to. We're going to stick with the 2-car. So that was the first decision. Let's stick with blue. Okay, and go for the 2-car. So now we know what our thing looks like. Let's look at the project description. We are working on step 3, sheetrock the garage walls and ceiling. Assume a 10-foot ceiling. Oh, okay, so that means on our floor plan, okay, it's a 20-foot by 20-foot, so it's a perfect square. Nice there. There's a 16-foot garage door. Are we going to put sheetrock across the door? No. We need to leave that as an opening. Okay? So just outlining, just understanding this. What do we need to cover? We have 3 walls that are all 20 feet long by 10 feet high. We have 1 wall that we need, well, it's 20 feet long, but I take a 16-foot garage door out of the middle of it, so that leaves me with how many actual feet of wall? 20 minus 16, guys? 4. And it's still 10 feet high. And then the ceiling is just going to be one big flat square that is the 20 by 20. Okay, so these are all the pieces that we need to deal with. So now we've got an understanding of our plan. Let's figure out, what are we putting on here? What the heck is sheetrock? I don't know. Let's ask Google. Hey, Google, what is sheetrock? This is the first part, right? Research. Oh, don't need my location. USG sheetrock brand, ultralight drywall. Drywall sheets. Sheetrock can be found from the Home Depot. Wikipedia article is not called sheetrock article. It's the drywall article. Oh, it's just drywall. Okay, it's another name for drywall. Well, that makes it easy. Just start Googling stuff, folks, right? Came up with the Home Depot. You can go straight to Home Depot. Search for drywall. Drywall sheets. Yeah, we need that. Sure, use my location. Then we'll be able to figure out which ones can we actually buy around here. Look at all these options. We're going to have to pick something. I don't know anything about this. What am I going to... ultralight drywall, mold tough fire code. That sounds good, right? Fire code drywall. I like the sound of that. Ooh, what is this? Skimming blades set with blades. Oh, you got tools there. I don't know if you guys saw the thing here, all the recommendations. Look at all these other things. Drywall screws to attach the drywall. Drywall mud. Drywall tape. That's what you use to cover the seams. Drywall saw. Is there a door in your garage or to get out of the garage? Probably. You're going to have to cut a hole in the drywall for the door, so you might need a drywall saw. Right? If you're doing the tools list, these are the things you're going to need. Okay? Now, for those of you not as DIY savvy, I present to you super duper useful tool, Home Advisor. Okay? specifically the true cost guide. Right? So if we go back to, homeadvisor.com. Okay. And I think it was down here at the bottom. You can see there on the right side, homeowner resources, my account, true cost guide. Follow that. Okay. And that'll take you to here. How much will your project cost? Now, Home Advisor is leading you to actual professionals. Okay, that's their main goal, is to say, all right, and find a person in your area to hire for the job. We don't want to go that far. But if we scroll down here to the categories, we can see there's a number of home features. Look at that second column. Flooring. That's going to be a big part for 3 of your jobs, right? Or all floors. We've got painting. There's another one. Okay. We're doing walls and ceilings here at the bottom. Okay. The drywall is the wall. Okay. It is the actual, not behind the whiteboard. Okay. The actual material here is drywall. Okay. You frame it out with a 2x4 wooden stud, and then the drywall gives you the actual surface. So that's what we need to put together, is walls and ceilings. Okay? And they give you this, look at this, I already have estimations. This is brilliant. Walls and ceiling projects cost $500 to $11,000 depending on the project and location. Whoa, okay, well let's figure it out. Wall prices, wall and ceiling project, oh, are we repairing? And so, install or hang drywall, that's what I want. Yes. Good. Okay, lots of these. Wall prices, build a wall, installing half a wall. Drywall, ceiling costs. So you can get down very specific. Okay? We want to just install drywall. Install metal frame, convert. See, it's all about finding contractors near you. Drop down ceilings, install a ceiling, glass wall, drywall. There was something here, I remember, where did I see it before? I could have sworn I had. There was specifically a garage. I saw a garage somewhere. Outdoor, ceiling, because we're going to need that too. Well, shoot, now I'm just wasting time here. Where was it? Wall prices, building a wall, installing half a wall. Maybe it was this one. Install hanging drywall, view costs in your area. There we go, okay. Install or hang drywall. Drywall costs. $1,826. Oh, so there's like your first hint of an estimate, right? 2,000, usually about $1 to $3 per square foot, okay? Per square foot. So we want to know how many square feet of drywall we're going to need. Yeah? What else can we find? Drywall cost calculator. We can actually look that up, and we might try that in a minute. How much does it cost to install? Typical 12 by 12 foot room. We'll use 18 panels. Hey, panels, right? That's these great big things, right? It comes in giant sheets. And notice here, they tell you how big the sheet is. 1/2 inch by 4 feet by 8 feet. So we're going to need to figure out how many square feet of wall and ceiling are we covering? How many sheets does that translate to? Cost per sheet, okay? And cost of install based on square feet. Okay. Cost to hang drywall. Drywall cost per square foot. Cost to finish drywall. Ooh. You got to have some level of finish to it. You're not just going to install plain drywall on the wall and leave it there. Okay, so what level of finish are we looking at? Drywall is hung and attached to the wall frame, right? Leave it there. Add tape, seal the seams, joint compound, cover the tape. Yeah, we probably want to do that, cover it up. 1 coat of compound of the panels, tiling, right, for textures. Good for flat paint or light finish, maybe level 4 or 5, right? Retexturing it? Probably not. Cost of drywall a room. Ooh, cost of drywall a garage. That's exactly what we're looking for, right? It's all right here. Okay, 2-car garage. Look at that, $1,400 to $4,200. Why? Oh, is it contractors often use thicker or fire-resistant panels for this space, which costs up to 50% more than the average. Oh. That's some good information, because now I know, even for the DIY option, I want to buy definitely the one that says fireproof, right? Or fire code. How about this one? Right? Mold tough fire code drywall. That's the good stuff, right? Okay? Your car has an internal combustion engine inside of it, so in case anything goes wrong, you don't want the garage to burn down. Okay. Fire resistant. And mold tough, mold resistant. I feel like that's just a good idea anywhere, right? Who wants mold in their garage? Not me. I want this stuff. Okay. Cost of drywall, whole house. You could get very specific here. The other thing I like about this site is the FAQs. What is drywall? Drywall, gypsum board, sedimentary mineral used in plaster. Right? Gypsum is a rock. It's a really soft, crumbly rock, kind of like chalk. Okay? They grind that rock up into powder and pack tight the powder between 2 layers of paper. That's a sheet of drywall. That's all it is. Okay? Panels range from 3/8 to 5/8, usually measure 4 by 8. How do I calculate how much drywall I need? The drywall calculator helps you estimate. Oh, look at that. That's going to be super useful. How much do drywallers make? How much drywall tape do I need? Ooh, 12 feet per panel. So if you're going for bonus points, you want to find out how much tape do you need. That's extra material. Get some drywall tape. How much joint compound? Here we go. For 1 sheet, about 1/3 of a gallon per sheet. Right? Do you need a permit to install it? We're gonna assume that we're not dealing with any of the permit stuff. Okay. Difference between drywall and plaster. Ever curious? Okay, there's some good information. Lots of good information. So, back to the project itself. I've done some research. We found out drywall or sheetrock comes in 4 by 8 foot panels. Okay? Name at least 2 suppliers that sell the product. So we could go to Home Depot, or we could try Menards. Okay, we can compare that. They're close by too. And maybe get some literature on the product. That would be, we have the information from the site. So looking at the entry here, right? We have this. This is the literature, okay? The product description on the website. Unless you want to go to USG Sheetrock Brand's own website and get their advertising from there. But this information is the literature, okay? That's good enough. Okay. Oh, look, and they provide a nice handy chart there too. How many panels will we need? How much joint compound? How much tape and fasteners? You could just use this. Okay? Lots of places for information. Okay, so let's go back. Step 2, calculate the quantity needed. Okay, how much do we actually need of the stuff? And then we'll get 2 bids. So, for our 2-car garage, 20 foot by 20 foot, 10-foot ceiling garage. Again, since it comes in independent panels, I need to treat each wall independently. I can't have one panel that like crosses from wall to wall. That seems kind of awkward. Well, maybe I could. I could cut it, right? We could cut it. You use like half of on one side, half on the other. Okay, so can we just do total wall and ceiling area? Will that be okay? And then we just get number of panels. You could get down to the nitty-gritty of like, okay, I need this many panels fit on this wall, and I've got a like third of a panel here, and then I cut off a third, and then I've got 2/3 left, and I use that 2/3 over here. You can be very efficient with how you arrange and install the panels themselves. Okay? But we're just going to go for total. So on 3 walls, we have 20 foot by 10. That is 200 square feet times 3 walls is 600 square feet. We've got this guy, 4 by 10 is 40 square feet. And the ceiling, 20 by 20, 400 square feet. So total that all up. 600 plus 400 is 1,000, plus the 40, we got 1,040 square feet. Right? So that's the number we're going to need. A lot of those labor estimates were based on how many square feet of drywall are they installing. Right? We'll also want to divide that into panels. Now, I think on here, let's see, we could also use, let's see what the that calculator, where was that? Get the cost calculator, we're at 60085. Come on, type the thing. Get quotes. No, where's the actual calculator? How much do I need? There we go, drywall calculator. That's what I wanted. This will set you up. Look at this. They've even arranged it. Wall 1, wall 2, wall 3. So we could put in our numbers here and have them do the calculations for us. That's great. You don't want to calculate, but you will need to write down what you put into here, okay? And then, it automatically tells you how many 4x8 sheets you will need. Except note, always purchase a few more sheets than recommended for waste allowance. Oh, what if you screw up? Right? What if you break one? Drywall is fragile stuff. Okay? It's very easy to break it in half. Okay, if you really want to feel cool, use that as your karate chop board practice. Break it in half. It's awesome. Okay? So they will go through and tell you how to estimate, how much do I need, sheet size. Oh, sheet size. There's different sizes? Oh, guys, there's 4x10s. Can we find a 4x10? Oh, that makes things so much easier if we can find a 4x10. Hey, Home Depot, do you have 4x10s? I just learned that this is a thing. 4x10, 4x10. Oh, there's one. But I need one that says fire code 4x10. That's 4x12. 4x8. Ultralight, ultralight. 4x10 ultra mold tough. It doesn't say fire code. I would. That probably would have been faster because I can't type fast on here, right? But they exist, right? We can get 4x10 sheets. Our ceilings are 10 feet high. Isn't that way more convenient? If they were 4x8, they only go up 8, and then you got to do like a little skinny board up at the top. This is way better, right? This is going to make things so much easier. Okay, so go with 4x10 panels. Okay, so calculate. Total needs. Okay. Panels are 4 feet by 10 feet, which is 40 square feet. Okay, so how many panels do I need? 1,040 divided by 40 is 1,040 divided by 40, 26. So, exactly 26 panels are needed to cover the garage. Is that how many I should buy? No. We're probably going to want, plus a couple extra. They say on there, further on the page somewhere, buy 2 to 3 extra or 10% of a larger project. Okay, so let's buy 28 panels. How much are they? Well, this one, right, is $13.11 each. Okay. So if we go the Home Depot mold tough panel, that's going to be 28 times 1311. I'll punch that in my calculator. 28 times 13.11. 367 and 8 cents. Well, hold on. That comes next. Yep. What's the tax rate? 7. What? 725? Okay, so 0625. Okay, so take that times 1.0625. 390? $390.02. Right. That's just for the drywall, yeah. So you got, if you hire a pro, you still have to pay this part. You definitely have to pay for the drywall, okay? Read through Home Advisor, they'll tell you, usually the install price, their quoted price will include their materials plus labor, okay? If you're going to look at Home Depot, might have an install, I don't know. But we're out of time. I'm going to be continuing this example in the other classes as well as tomorrow. So stay tuned. Tune in to the YouTube videos of each class. You can get different vendors. So I did Home Depot. We'll do Menards in a different class. We'll do install price in another one. Okay, so watch those. All right? You'll get the full example. Okay, with that, you are dismissed. So long, farewell, enjoy the rest of your day.